Talking to lots of people won't necessarily help you overcome your social anxiety or make you better at talking to people. Not unless you change your mindset to go along with that. Because exposure and practice in speaking to people is essential, but it is not the only important thing in getting better at talking to people. And you might be wondering, who am I and why am I talking about this? My name's Pranav. I'm 18 years old, and over the past year, I've spoken to over 500 people with the sole intention of getting better at talking to people. One of the most important things that I learned was the idea of having the proper mindset, where the right mindset can accelerate how you get better at talking to people, while the wrong mindset can just keep you stuck in the same spot you've been stuck for years. And so that's my promise in this video. Watch it in full, and I will share what I've learned to overcome that problem within my own life. And the first thing is, I used to act so try hard when it came to improving my conversational abilities. I would think that every single person that I spoke to, every single conversation, it had to go exactly the way I wanted it to. It had to be perfect or it was a failure. And so this would result in me putting on this sort of act. Maybe you can relate, where you act like you're better than you really are, when you're acting like a different sort of person with the sole intention of making other people like you more, to make other people think that you are super awesome, that you're super confident, that you are the sort of person that they should talk to, that they should be interested in, that they should want to be friends with. And while it sounds good on paper, in reality, all it really does is put more and more pressure upon yourself to perform, to act in a certain way, to put on this mask and maintain it at all times, because if anyone ever sees through that mask, they'll see you for who you truly are and they'll be disgusted. And the truth is, people see through the mask anyways. Most of the time, people realize you're putting on an act. But even beyond that, say people do fall for the mask, say people do fall for the idea that you gotta be perfect, that you act, you make yourself seem this certain way, people fall for that. The reality is, if they fall for that mask, they're not really caring about who you are. They like you for the act, the persona that you're putting on. The first thing would be the mindset of thinking that you have to be perfect at speaking to every single person that you come across. That every interaction has to be this magical, deep experience where it's better than the last one. We're always getting better. It's always good. And that is the biggest myth that you have to destroy right now within your mind. That not every single conversation is going to go your way. Not every single conversation is meant to be a deep experience. Not everybody is going to be interested in speaking to you, and that is okay. In high school and junior high, I was so obsessed with the idea of making everybody like me that my success, like my metric for success, was that the other person was interested in me. The reality was, all this did was kind of take the power out of my hands and put it onto the other person. So when they weren't interested, when they didn't want to talk to me, where maybe I was left alone because I just didn't know how to connect to other people, I would feel terrible. The main reason you probably clicked on this video is because you have a similar mindset, where you're so focused on other people, what they would react to what you say, how you need to act around them to make them like you. That is the problem in and of itself, that your mindset is so focused on what other people think, you cannot make any decisions for yourself. And to reverse that, you gotta first make your metric for success a completely different thing, where instead of being perfect and having a conversation go perfectly, being your metric of success, the shift should be on focusing that every single person that you talk to, every single conversation that you have is an experiment to see how you can do better. The fact that you spoke to the person is already a success, whether you get rejected, whether they pull you into a conversation. Simply speaking to that person and trying something is your metric for success. And all of this comes back to the real reason, the real focus of approaching with this mindset, which is to just relax in a conversation. Where if you want to feel confident, if you want to improve, you don't want to be trapped within your self-conscious thoughts, trapped within your mind, thinking about every single word, every single sentence that you say, but instead just let go, relax, and talk in the present moment. When you're focused on experimentation, you can accept the fact that you may suck at talking to people, where you may be level 1 right now. And if you can accept that, if you can go into conversations realizing, yo, I'm probably gonna suck at this right now, but that's okay. All I need to do to succeed is talk to this person, try something, do my best, and after it's done, I can reflect. What went well? What went poorly? What do I want to try for the next time? It's as simple as that. And it may seem like super simple, it may seem obvious, but the amount of times I have made this mistake of just ignoring that, trying the same strategy that doesn't work over and over and over again, you'd be surprised. That's what the goal of this mindset is, to eliminate that fear of rejection, that idea that other people have the power to tell you whether you did good or bad. You gotta take that back into your own hands and tell yourself whether or not, yo, I did good or I did bad. You gotta make your own metric for success. And so, how do you really do this? Simple fact is, what can you learn from each interaction? What went well? What went poorly? What do you want to test? How does it go? How will you continue to improve? And etc. You can make your own framework, but that's just a few set of questions that worked for me. Over time, it kind of became like riding a bicycle, where now, even if I don't talk to people for a certain amount of time, if I stay cooped up in my house for a month, I have this framework which is literally embedded into my mind, where if I talk to another person, I know what to do. I know what the ropes are. I know how to navigate the conversation and get through it, rather than feeling anxious, worried, self-conscious, trapped within my own mind. But the worst thing that you could do is you could watch this video, take my word for it, and then refuse to take any sort of meaningful action. Get out there, talk to people, apply what you've learned in this video, and see for yourself whether or not it works. Because if you try it, I will not say it will be an instantaneous change overnight from being level 1 to like level 100 and talking to people. What it will do is it will change your mindset for the better. It will allow you to actually make progress rather than just being stuck in the same spot you've been stuck for whoever knows how long. But besides that, if you want more of this sort of content, you can check out other videos on my channel specifically pertaining to conversations. And if you want more, if that's not enough, right, you can check out a course that I'll be making soon. Link isn't in the description now, but over the next few videos, keep your eyes peeled. It will be in the description. Course specifically designed around improving conversational abilities. So stay posted for that. Thank you for watching and take action, right?